श्री मोहम्मद जावेद साहब।
Sir, I stand here to oppose the amendment of the UAPA bill. So my party has always been very serious regarding terrorism and has taken serious steps to curb terrorism from time to time. This amendment intends to give absolute power to the government, the power which has a different interpretation of Deshbhakti, different interpretation of secularism, and different interpretation of terrorism. That's why it's become more dangerous, ma'am. The entire idea behind this bill is not to have a zero tolerance policy against terrorism, but to give such powers to government-owned agencies that are inclined towards violating citizens' basic human rights. The power of designating an individual a terrorist on the basis of suspicion alone is dangerous because it not only takes away the liberty of the person and his family, but the chances of finding the real terrorist or the association is lost in its midst. A lot of innocent people might suffer because of it, and they have suffered in the past. People have spent years, decades in jails because of wrong implications. I would rather be happy that the government takes steps to give compensation or government jobs to such people who have suffered because of agencies. This amendment will permit the NIA to label an individual suspected to have terror links as a terrorist. Currently, only organizations and associations are labeled as terrorist organizations. The claim that difficulties are being faced by NIA to deal with cases of terrorism by individuals have not been brought to light before. Hence, there is no substantive proof of difficulties fair due to which the bill has to be passed. The UAPA has already been used to detain individuals without bail for long stretches of time, even though 67% of the charges have resulted in acquittal recently, figures jo aaye hain, ma'am. The Act does not contain provisions for anticipatory bail. By allowing the addition of individuals there is a significant risk of grave human rights violation. In the current political climate, an emphasis on human rights will be seen as anti-national. तो बोलने में भी कभी-कभी घबराहट होती है, यहाँ भी इसलिए मुझे देख के पढ़ रहा हूँ मैम कि गलती से कुछ जुबान से स्लिप न कर जाए. The provisions of UAPA makes it possible to use them against not just criminals and terrorists, but even authors, academics, lawyers, and human rights activists and doctors, as my friend doctor sitting here is saying. The UAPA can become a weapon of choice to use against dissidents, which allow the state to keep people in custody for extended period of time without bail. The bail provision is problematic since it allows for nearly indefinite imprisonment even without conviction of the accused without any concrete proof. Even if the person is eventually acquitted by of the charges, the delay in conducting judicial proceeding mean the case may only get heard several years after their arrest. Failure to get bail means they have to spend their entire time in jail. Acquittal might happen, but a considerable amount of time passes away and the person's life and his family's life is ruined. The burden of proof under UAPA is not on the person accused, is now on the person accused to prove his innocence. ये बिल्कुल हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के खिलाफ है मैम. और ये जो किया जा रहा है, इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा रिस्क में कौन है? इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा रिस्क में एक हमारे सहयोगी ने कहा कि 72 हुरों का उनको प्रोविज़न मिलेगा. I object to his statement और मैं आपसे अपील करना चाहता हूं कि ऐसे शब्दावली यहाँ पे नहीं यूज़ होने चाहिए. ये टारगेट कर रहे हैं ये बता रहे हैं। इसीलिए मैंने शुरू ही में कहा था कि ये जो गवर्नमेंट है, इनका देशभक्ति का भी अलग नज़रिया है, इनका टेररिज्म का भी अलग नज़रिया है, इनका लॉ और कीपिंग ऑफ लॉ, मैम 2 मिनट्स मैम, बिल्कुल अलग है। इसमें माइनॉरिटी सबसे ज़्यादा खतरे में है, इसमें दलित सबसे ज़्यादा खतरे में है, जो पीसफुल एजिटेशन करने में भी वो घबराएंगे। वो ट्राइबल्स खतरे में हैं जो ज़मीन और जंगल की हिफाजत करना चाहते हैं, उनको खतरा है मैम। तो मैं आपके माध्यम से, माननीय मंत्री जी बैठे हैं, मैं अपील करना चाहता हूं कि इसमें हड़बड़ी नहीं करें, स्टैंडिंग कमेटी में भेजें, वहां से सुझाव लेके करें और सच्ची नीयत से करें, क्योंकि हिंदुस्तान का कोई आदमी नहीं चाहता कि यहाँ पे टेररिज्म किसी तरह का हो। इसलिए इसमें ज़रूर हमारा सुझाव मानेंगे और आपने मुझे समय दिया, बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया मैम।